Two-time Grammy-nominated artist and songwriter Sierra Hull will be coming to Charleston with her bluegrass-inspired sound. But before she does, she's here on this week's Spotlight Music Series all the way from the Aloha State. Great to have you with us, Sierra.
Hey, it's so good to be with you. Thanks for having me.
So are you spending a little bit of time in paradise before you come to the southern paradise of South Carolina?
Yeah, we're trying to squeeze in just a couple extra days of R&R here. We're playing a show later this week, so flew a little bit early, and it's great. So a little work, a little play.
That's great.
And of course, April will be super busy touring, including our Charleston stop. So it's good to get just a little, get rested up before we get to it.
Good for you. And I have to say, your mandolin playing is absolutely beautiful. You are a 6-time recipient of the International Bluegrass Music Association's Mandolin Player of the Year, and the first woman to hold that title. So what, did you choose the instrument or did the instrument choose you?
A little bit of both, actually. So I got a fiddle for Christmas. I'm from a little town in Tennessee called Byrdstown, you know, kind of in the middle of nowhere. And there wasn't really like a lot of instrument shops and places you could just go buy an instrument. But my dad had started going to some of these bluegrass jams and you know, was getting my brother interested in learning to play a little bit of guitar and things like that. So my granny said to me at the time, "Hey, how would you like to play the fiddle?" And I said, "Great, that'd be awesome." And so she and her older sister and her husband like found this fiddle for me at a flea market or somewhere, but it was a full size. And I was tiny, so by the time I extended my arm fully, I couldn't reach the end of it.
Right.
And of course, the mandolin is small, you know, it's a tiny instrument. So my dad was learning to play and he put it in my hands and he said, "Oh, well, why don't I show you how to play a song on this and we'll get you a fiddle eventually." But I played my first tune on the mandolin and it was immediate love.
That's amazing. Well, you're kind of in the land of the ukulele. So do you plan on playing the
We
ukulele while
are.
you're there?
You never know. You just never know what might happen.
Yeah, right, right. And you mentioned your granny. Your grandmother plays a huge role in your life. And is that where you draw a lot of the inspiration for your music?
Well, I think being, of course, family, you know, family ties have always been really a big part of my life. You know, this new record, A Tiptoe High Wire, has a song for her on there called Spitfire. There's, you know, other threads of both my family, my husband's family. He's from East Tennessee, that kind of Appalachian roots. I wanted to lean back into like where I came from, but also I've been someone that's inspired by a lot of progressive music too. So like, you know, the idea of a tiptoe high wire and kind of stepping out and carrying where I'm from and my Appalachian roots and the music I grew up playing, which is primarily bluegrass, but also all the kind of different genres that I tend to get into. So I feel like my granny, of course, weaves into that story in a really meaningful way.
That's beautiful. Well, you say that it's your music is rooted in bluegrass and also genre bending. And when you think about music from the Appalachians, you think of kind of melancholic sounds, melancholic themes. Is that something that you're drawn to? It's very storytelling. And what I find really interesting is also the different countries from which that sound and that culture is drawn from, such as Ireland and other places like that.
Absolutely. I think because I grew up playing a form of music that we think of as American music, you know, bluegrass, Bill Monroe being the father of the music, but also he brought with him all these influences from the English and the Irish and the Scotch and Welsh kind of, you know, sounds. So that old world kind of storytelling, old ballads, things like that. It's a really, and then combining like the sounds of you know, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina, that part of the world that we're all kind of from there. Is you know, there's a lot of just beautiful storytelling from you know, the elders that came before us.
That's right. That's a lot of wisdom there too. Tell us a little bit about the show that's coming up April 17th at the Charleston Poorhouse.
This will be our second time getting to come play there, but only my second Charleston play ever. Though I love Charleston, what a great place to come visit, and just so beautiful, wonderful folks, good food. So I'm excited to get to come back. That's definitely, you look at all the stops on the tour calendar, and there's always some that kind of stand out as like, I can't wait to come back to that
Yes.
city. And Charleston certainly feels that way for me. So we're excited. The Poorhouse was so much fun last time. So we're
Oh.
excited to come back.
Well, we appreciate that, and we can't wait to have you here again. April 17th, Charleston Poorhouse. And after the break, we're going to watch your video. It is the song Spitfire. And really, we're so glad that you could make it back to Charleston. And hopefully the second time will turn into a third, a fourth, and so on. So safe travels to you.
So.
And get to a
Thank
luau
you.
before you leave Hawaii, okay?
I sure will. Thanks so much.
Okay, great
See
to
y'all
catch
soon.
up with you. Thank you. We're back
You
in 2
too.
minutes.
Thank you.